Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are back for the Cape Town Sevens women's final between New Zealand and Australia. It may sound familiar, and that is because it took place last week as the women's final, but these two sides, they are normally pretty close, whereas last match New Zealand got themselves quite a hefty victory. The Aussies looking to fire back after having a very successful group stage of the Cape Town Sevens, but looking through at the starting lineup, it will be Heidi Dennis, Tegan Levi, Isabella Nassar as one of the two co-captains alongside Madison Ashby, Faith Nathan, Mackenzie Davis and Madison Levi as the starting lineup for the New Zealanders. It is Georgia Miller, Stacey Waka, Kelsey Tanetti, Risi Poldy Lane, Maya Davis, Teresa Setefano and also Jasmine Felix Hotham to close out the starting lineup. But Aussie will be kicking off from right to left and we are underway for this final taking place between the two trans-Tasman rivals. And it just seems to happen each and every week at the moment and will continue to do so. Did see the USA make their way through to the semi-finals this time rather than Fiji, but still, two sides were defeated in France and the US by these two sides. New Zealand just inside of their own 22, looking for the little flick pass on the inside. Great hands from Stacey Waka as it was not an easy pass, but great work in the breakdown from Isabella Nassar, getting the ball for the Australians. Do want redemption after what happened last week. Tegan Levi, held by the hand, throws the pass over the top to Nassar. The last match between these two teams, New Zealand pretty much completely mitigated Maddie Levi, but now she has got her hands on the ball. Sling and pass out towards Faith Nathan, who is tackled by Georgia Miller. Now Isabella Nassar again, going off to the right-hand side. Tegan Levi shovels it on, one more on the outside. Heidi Dennis, so much pace, so much potential for the Australians, and she will score the opening contest try of this final. And that is just a fantastic bit of pace shown out wide. Just a little half step that got her around the defence of the Kiwis. But Heidi Dennis, she is definitely going to be one to keep an eye out for the Australians in the future. Every time she has made her way off the bench, she's also been able to bring that kind of impact. We have there Tasman born Tasman and transitioning cute, says Rory. And we have got there Aussies need to step it up. And also Heidi, the two scores into the bye final. Yeah, so I think that she is definitely one who can change this game. And the thing is, New Zealand may be very firmly focused on Madison Levi, trying to stop her from getting potential possession in this game. That still opens up the opportunity on the other wing. Going to be kicked off. Oh, a little bit of a juggle there, trying to keep the ball alive, but that one's gone into touch. Imagine if Oz win it. New Zealand and Oz women equal on table points, and then that would be no different to what we see on the men's side of things, where three sides can potentially be on 32 points at the end of the rounds. I believe the point of the way that they have done this Sevens is to make it close, and I think it's once again going to be New Zealand and Australia in a two-horse race on the women's side of things, unless one of these other sides randomly just burst onto the scene and continue to win. Because until then, we don't see New Zealand and Australia in the same grouping, which then kind of stops any potential of them playing each other if they keep on finishing top of their table. So everyone says, Philip, welcome in. Hope you're doing extremely well. Going off to this left-hand side. A step there from Nassar, who's trying to drive through Risi Poldy Lane. Now Madison Ashby goes to Tegan Levi, and she will now score the try. Australia off to the flying start in the Cape Town Sevens final. And this is exactly what they would have wanted after last week's, what you could call a blunder from the Australians. They really came into it with great form and didn't perform. But this one, at the moment, they are two tries in quick succession up against this New Zealand side, cutting them open at the back and reaping the rewards. And hello there, says Big Rig, but that kick has gone over, making the score now 14-0 after the first 3 minutes of this contest. Tegan Levi making her debut in 2022. Already has 37 tries to her name. Afternoon chat says on the right, welcome in. And okay, New Zealand, please score next. I'm so tired. Make it worth me staying up. And what says Ruth? Now it's kicked off. Oh, no one taking that one. And it bounces awkwardly. Georgia Miller has to clean up for the Kiwis. She asked for the penalty towards the referee. And she will get it. Now ready for the quick tap here. Right, time is being turned off here. And I think it's going to be an HIA for one of the Kiwi players. Oh, it's only marginal in that scenario. Madison Ashby just catching her on the jaw. Oh no, in fact, it's a blood bin by the looks of it for Risipoldi Lane. Looks like she was bleeding from the mouth. I have some sort of jaw injury there, or perhaps just got a knock on the nose. But now, Sahili, she has made her way on for now. Georgia Miller looking to cut through the gap. She is going to be held on to by Madison Ashby, but she gets through it. Maddie Levi, oh goodness, that was high. And that's probably going to be worthy of a yellow. No, just the penalty. Would have been pretty close to a yellow, definitely because it was the last line of defence, but it stopped Georgia Miller from cutting through and scoring the try. It's a strategic clothesline, I guess you could call it, in that scenario. But New Zealand will now be taking the quick tap as the Australian defence is all set and ready to try and stop this attack once again. The driving tackle made by Tegan Levi. Being held onto on the ground by one of the Kiwi players. Now cutting back inwards and breaking through. This is Tanita, and she will get close. Or sorry, Taneti, I should say. And she will score it between the posts. New Zealand now back into the contest. It will be a back and forth type of game between these two sides. But Taneti scores it. Dare Ferns aren't looking hot. Says Big Rig. And Aussie's defence says Roof. Oh, I think. Was it a forward pass? It looked like it. No try forward pass. It is disallowed for New Zealand. So we will take that one back. And we will go like that. Still 5 minutes gone in this first half. But because of the forward pass, it will be the scrum fee for the Australians. Like I said, a bit of a sigh of relief for this Australian side. Taneti does lose her try. Come on. Says Cape Townian. So hard to find a place to watch these games. Says on the right. Are you in South Africa? Because, yeah, I think it's only Super Sport, unfortunately. Unless you've got a VPN. If you've got a VPN, you can actually set yourself to a random country and watch it on Rugby Pass TV. Which isn't a bad option to be able to do. Australia only title in 2024 they've got there. Faith Nathan. On off to the left-hand side, now running this one straight sideways was Heidi Dennis. Straight back up to her feet, though, as she does know that she'll have to be in support. In the UK. UK might be on Rugby Pass TV, to be fair. Be sure to give it a look just to see whether or not it's Rugby Pass TV is free. It is, yes. So all you need is your email. Pretty much ask for your email, and then you set yourself a password, and you're good to go, hopefully. Fingers crossed anyway. Oh, that's a big tackle. And that would have hurt the knees and also the back probably because she kind of flopped in an awkward angle. Aussie Sevens were actually informed to buy. They gave away the final. Yeah, I think that first match, almost a bit of stomping going on there from Isabella Nassar. Was not happy with Georgia Miller being underneath her boots. Now looking for the offload. Tegan Levi, this is a chance out wide. And this is going to be Heidi Dennis just dragged down short of the try line. Georgia Miller, she was initially on the ball. She lost her footing, but the referee said she already had the turnover at that point in time. So New Zealand now 5 metres out from their line. Big driving tackle from Tegan Levi. Picks her up almost. Drops her awkwardly, but does land nicely. Oh, loose ball. New Zealand inside of their in-goal area. So Stacey Waka, no option but to kick that one downfield. Maddie Levi, she will win the foot race. Oh, she slips over, but still manages to grab it. 3 ladies in there for New Zealand, but unable to get that possession back. New Zealand now still down by 14 as we approach the halftime break. The siren sounds. That was almost high from Georgia Miller. And it is going to be the penalty. Now quick tap taken by Isabella Nassar, and she scores again for Australia. They are up to 19-0 in this final. Like they are saying, the Black Ferns under the pump here. They will have to come out absolutely firing in that second half. But Isabella Nassar taking that quick tap, using it to her advantage. Stacey Waka unsure if she was within the 10 metres. They kind of left her for a couple more, and then from there they were too close to the try line there. AFFS, I don't like this. Says Novmum, and nice Aussie lady, says Cape Townian there. And Kangaroo Power, says Ruth. Tegan Levi just taking a little bit of time here. She's got 15 seconds to be able to take this kick. It is going to take them into half time. But there's no rush. They can get a little bit of the breath back before getting ready to strike it. It's ideal, but Tegan Levi gives it a decent strike of the ball. It misses away to the side. And that is going to make the score at half time 19 points to 0 in favour of the Australians. At the moment, the way that it sits, I would be curious. There we go. New Zealand are $11 underdogs at this stage. So that big question mark is whether or not they're going to be able to come back, get 3 converted tries. As that would be their only way of being able to win here, unless, of course, it goes to golden point time. I just don't see 4 tries coming for New Zealand unanswered in this second half. Are they going to the next gear? Aussies up, unbelievable. Says Ruth, yeah, they've done very nicely throughout that first half. Clinical. We've seen Isabella Nassar, Tegan Levi, and Heidi Dennis all scoring themselves tries. There was one almost for Kelsey Tanetti, but it was a forward pass from New Zealand, so it did get ruled out. They still sit 19-0 down with 7 minutes to play. It's going to be tough to come back from, although weirder things have happened in the game of sevens. I think that the one taking place just around the corner between South Africa and Argentina could be a bit of a seesaw. This one, similar to what we saw last week in Dubai between these two teams, it has stayed pretty one-sided throughout. And nerves and pressure. Says Ruth there. Yes, rugby pass is free and wonderful. And has loads of ads. Thanks for the help. Says on the right. Wait, rugby pass is free and wonderful and has loads of ads. So I feel like free and wonderful is good. Loads of ads, probably not so good. But I assume that you're not being sarcastic and thanks for the help. I assume that that is like better than nothing, I guess. Still in it for the Black Ferns, says Jaden. And I believe they'll actually have the full replay of all the sevens on there as well. On the right. So you might be able to catch some of the action from earlier on if you have missed any of it. It depends on the ad blocker, says Big Rig Joe. Now, second half of this contest, very close to taking place. 22 minutes away from the final between Argentina and South Africa. With the Blitz box, this is a decent Cape Town crowd in terms of numbers at the moment. I've seen Sia Kolisi, he's been lurking around the ground. He's all over the box social media as well as the Cape Town Sevens social media. Our conversations aren't as certain as 15s. So it'll be tough for the New Zealand ladies. Oh, I assume that's conversions, isn't it? Probably autocorrect got you in that scenario. But yeah, you are right. We've seen many missed throughout the last couple of leagues. Now Tegan Levi looking for the offload. Madison Ashby knocks it on. Now Risi Poldy Lane has the ball for the Kiwis. They are 40 metres out from the Australian line. Moving sideways. Saili. The collision there. Referee almost has to join that breakdown with how close she was. Oh, she almost got in the way about 3 times in a row there, but does very well to be able to evade. Now Georgia Miller running sideways. Is she going to pass? The answer is no, and she's been clotheslined again. They seem to like to tackle her around the neck, and that is going to be the penalty going the way of the Australians, so that will not make Miller happy. And now she has to retreat because Maddie Levi is flying down the wing, and it will be another try for Australia. That should almost be the win here, as she scores it between the posts. And go Uganda, says Daniel there. And ball game, says Big Rig Joe. Yeah, that might be the moment that wins the Australians the Cape Town Sevens competition. Like they've said, they are taking their opportunities when they do arise. And W Australia Lecker, says Cape Tonian there. And also try, says Phillip, but a great... you know what, Maddie Levi walking on a tightrope down that wing to be able to stay in the field of play, looking over her shoulder, seeing who was going to catch up to her. What's happening with New Zealand, says Morne Lagrange. They are getting outclassed at the moment by this Australian side, who have been all over them throughout this first 9 minutes of the contest. But now adding the additional 2, making the score 26-0. We see in their series try at the moment, she is at the top of the bunch. Maddie Levi with 15. Georgia Miller is in second with 11. And Repia Lunisau is there for the Fijians. She is sitting number 3 with 10. And unblock origin. What even does that mean? Says it via plumbing, I should say. Sweet revenge for the Lady Aussies. And yeah, it means that both of these sides are tied when it comes to points in the overall standings for the Sevens leagues. Tanetti making a couple extra metres. Of course, that makes it sound like we're saying that New Zealand have no chance of coming back into this game, which at the moment with 5 minutes remaining does seem very unlikely, definitely with the fact that all the conversions pretty much would have to go over. Georgia Miller looking for the offload up. Finds hands on Risi Poldy Lane again. The Kiwis, they have conceded 4 tries throughout this contest. Can they get themselves one back? Here's Braxton Sorensen McGee. Low tackle made on her by Tegan Levi. Go Australia, says Peter. Now stepping, it is Tanetti. Oh, that's a poor tackle from the Aussies. And Tanetti will go through to score. And this time it will not be disallowed for Kelsey Tanetti. That will give New Zealand their first 7 points. Oh, she's looking a bit tired though. The heat is catching up with a lot of these players. And it's a Aussie attack strong or Kiwi defence weak. I'd say a little bit of both. I think that Australia have been a lot more clinical in this final than they were in the last one up against New Zealand. I'm going to shut down Maddie Levi, says Jasmine. Imagine walking on a tightrope while holding on a rugby ball. Imagine walking on a tightrope. Like, that's hard enough as it is. I watched the ads on this laptop showing my support. Says Capetonian. Yeah, it is, of course, greatly appreciated. 3.5 minutes remaining. Looks like Tegan Levi is off, and so is Heidi Dennis, two of the try scorers for the Australians in this match. Kicked off by Risi Pauri-Lane, straight to Maddie Levi, who has a rear handling error, and it's going to be a scrum now for the Black Ferns. How long? Still another 3 minutes remaining in this contest. If it's how long till the final, sitting around about 18 minutes away from that contest between South Africa and Argentina. But I used my arms for balance. I walked on a tightrope. As long as you go super slow, it's okay. I know that there's a clip on the channel from a long time ago, a Kiwi Lads vlog, where George tried to walk on a tightrope and fell off. Luckily, it wasn't high. He just kind of fell on his front. Now going off to the right-hand side. Another step coming there. Felix Hotham goes to Georgia Miller, trying to avoid the contact of Isabella Nasser and Faith Nathan. Bulls there against Sahili with the bounce pass to Risi Pauri-Lane. Now passed on the outside. Now chance here. Big fem from Caitlin Vahakolo. She will be dragged down though. Some good pace shown by the Aussie defence. Back across to the left-hand side. Singing pass. They're waiting for Sorensen McGee to get back involved. Georgia Miller showing her stepping skills. Stacey Walker for the corner scores it. It looked like a nod from the touchline. Yes, it is. Are both South Africa and Argentina undefeated this weekend? They are not. Argentina lost to Spain. So last week we did see New Zealand go 5-5 to win the Dubai Sevens. And if the trend continues, it means that South Africa should go 5-5 and win in Cape Town. But Argentina, of course, have something to say about that. They want to stop them. But the Splitsbox side just look incredible at the moment. It look very hard to stop them from scoring. But there's going to be another try for the Kiwis. They sit now 12 points to 26 in the overall standings. They have missed that kick as it was a very difficult one to convert tries. We'll get them back into this contest, but they do only have the 90 seconds remaining, so needing another try in a very quick succession, but the ball in the hands of the Australians. The Blitz lost to Fiji, says Capetonian. They did lose to Fiji last week. This week they won 24 points to 21. Now, back across to the right-hand side. Jasmine Felix Hotham goes to the right-hand side. Big driving tackle on Risi Pauri-Lane. Now, Georgia Miller jogging. As long as New Zealand cross that try line and get the kick over before 10 seconds remaining, they can keep on playing in this game. Another step attempt. Miller not able to take it cleanly. That looked close to forward from the Kiwis. And your friend, I must be careful. Luckily, it wasn't high, says Monet Lagrange. And sorry, wrong match, says Capetonian. Honestly, the last 2 weeks, I've been getting confused by matches flat out. It's so weird, though, the fact that Argentina beat France, whereas last week they lost by 50. Like, it just is crazy how quickly it is. Jane quick tack taken by Sorensen McGee. Now in the middle of the field, Risi Pauri-Lane. There seems to be, I would almost say, a lack of intent from New Zealand at the moment. They just don't seem to be in a hurry, whereas they are losing by 14 points at this point in time. Risi Pauri-Lane, they need to score within 20 seconds and get a kick over as well. Step from Jasmine Felix Hotham. Well covered. Ball on the inside. Could have been an option. Just short. Oh, she reaches out and does look like she may have scored it. There's only 10 seconds left on the clock, though. Home advantage is significant for the South Africans. Absolutely. The crowd have been behind them majorly throughout their first matches. I honestly feel that game up against Fiji, had that been anywhere else in the world, I don't think South Africa would have won it. I think that it was having the home crowd well and truly behind them is what really G'd them up to keep on going. Alongside that, their game up against the All Black Sevens, they were able to win that too, just with the support. She's allowed a movement. Oh, she's actually kind of, it's left her hand and she's put it down with her forearm. Are you an adrenaline junkie? Not in the slightest. That's going to be no try now, and that will confirm what we already pretty much knew, which will be Australia have managed to take out the Cape Town Sevens. They've just got this last breakdown, last scrum to be able to get through, and then they will take out the victory. And they are fired up here, the Aussies. It's got to feel good after being beaten last week to be able to come back into it and get themselves a comfortable victory here, making it back to a level playing field. I think they are just waiting for the scrum. In fact, no, they're going back for double movement, are they? Oh, no, I think it is now the scrum. Yep, the scrum is just about to take place. But I don't like losing. Says Novman there. And also, well done, the Aussie lasses. See, there's big rig there too. And another match just around the corner. It's going to be South Africa versus Argentina for the men's final. We are going to be covering that one on the channel. We just have to wait for the scrum to go out so that the technicality of it being over is done. Siren sounds, though. They're going to put the ball in. No, they're going to have a scrum reset. It's because I set my... Okay, no, they said that they are actually going to set the scrum back to... Or the clock back to 6 seconds. Right, scrum this time taking place. Siren sounds, ball comes out, penalty goes the way of the Australians. They take the tap. Why are they still running? Right now they kick it dead. And that is going to be the end of the contest. It is the win for the Australians. They are celebrating big time as they go on to the same points as New Zealand. But it's a seesaw at the top of the bunch for the Trans-Tasman rivals. But this time Australia do get the win. But nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in. We're popping over to that next live stream right at this very second. So I'll see you all for the men's final.